All right, to everybody, everybody that's at home, participating from home, we've got, one of our council members is gonna be late, so we're gonna give him a few minutes. And, he said he should be here within about 10 minutes, so I just wanna let y'all know.
Hey, Joey.
Good evening.
Hello.
How are you?
We having fun yet?
Loads and loads. All right, I think everybody's ready, so we'll go ahead and call to order our regular monthly meeting of the town of Tallulah Falls. And we will begin with a moment of silence. Amen. Need to get a motion to approve our agenda. Craig makes that motion. Can I get a second? Tom makes the second. All in favor? It's unanimous. All right. Then we need to have a motion to approve our consent agenda. That include the minutes from last month and our water, police, financial, and zoning administrator reports.
I'll make a motion.
Craig makes the motion. Any second? Larry seconds. All in favor? Unanimous. There is no attorney report, so on to the old business. We have the Norcup Road that we talked about last month. We have the original bid that was $12,000 by Sean. It was pretty elaborate what he wanted to do with that project. So we had Madison McCracken and Chad Dixon submit bids, and we had Sean submit 2 other bids that to kind of match what they were wanting to do. We did find, I talked to Bill Gocher, and he said that the water line, it's a 6-inch ductile iron pipe, and it was buried a minimum of 3 feet deep, except there might be a place or two where it's an inch shy of that because of rock. But he said if it's not 3 feet, it's really close or more. So there's no really need to go up there and dig around and try to find it. I think we're safe in that. So we have, I don't know, did Linda give y'all a copy of what we have? She might not.
No.
Okay, so Madison McCracken was our lowest bid. He said the grading would cost about $1,000 to do what he wants to do. We estimate 12 loads of gravel at $380 a piece. So his total bid was roughly $5,560. Chad Dixon was next. He said the grading would be $2,500. And then he was at $375 a load for the gravel. And so his total with 12 loads as well would be $7,000. And then Sean had 2 bids that he did 2 for us. His lowest bid was $7,600, where his grading was $2,500 also. His crush and run would be $425 a load. That'd be a 16-ton load, and he'd have 12 loads. So that's an apple, kind of an apple to apple for those. What Sean did was he also said that he really thinks that there are going to be areas we can't dig out, that it would be better to come in and fill. And so he said if we get to that level, his price would go up to about $9,000. Now, if he comes in and puts in new culvert and that includes 4 culverts, graveling and compacting. If he went all out with his original bid, that would be $12,000. So that's our range. So an apple to apple comparison, we've got ranges. We go from $5,560 to $7,600, and that's just doing some grading and laying gravel. And in that grading, Madison was saying what he would do is he'd come in and he would cut out sections for drainage to come across the road, so it's not washing down the middle of the road all the way down. And Madison, Chad Dixon said the same thing. So those are our prices. Do we want to either award that directly, or do you want to give myself and Craig kind of a dollar limit and say, y'all pick after talking, seeing who you think's going to do the best job?
One question I'd have is there a time limit? Is there anything time sensitive about this to where?
Not
No.
really.
Okay.
Not really. We do need next month, we will most likely be talking about needing to clean that tank up there out, like emptying it, scouring it, sanitizing it, the whole 9 yards, which needs to happen every, was it 4 or 5 years, Larry?
I think that's what
5
they're
years.
required.
Every 5 years?
5.
Okay. So that's gonna, we'll be talking about that next month. So sometime between now and when that is arranged, we'd probably want to have that road work finished to make it easy for that crew to get in there.
Which road are you talking about?
It's a road that goes up to our main tank. It's over here, it's called Norcup Road. And it's really just an access easement across two properties to get to our water tank. So it's not really a public road. So it's per se, but it is a road that town needs to maintain. So
We need to put a gate in too, right?
we've got a gate.
Do we ever
Yes,
get there?
there's a gate up
If
there.
you can't get up the road, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, right now it doesn't matter, but yeah, there's a gate across it currently. So how would y'all like to proceed on this?
My thought would be provided that everything is equal, in other words, that the type of gravel and the size of the loads, all that being equal, and then the work, the scope of the work, all equal. I would say you'd accept, in this case, the cheapest of all the bids, provided everything's the same, because when somebody says a load of gravel, there's a different size load.
Yeah,
It could be 12 ton or
Yeah.
15.
yeah, that's one thing that,
Yeah, I do know that Madison and Chad both referred to their loads being tandem axle.
So 16, 18
Yeah.
tons.
And we know that Sean uses a single axle truck, but I don't know how heavy they load their trucks.
Yeah.
So.
that'd be the other thing about it too, is how heavy.
Yeah, but that would be my only thing, provided, everybody's gonna deliver you the same gravel.
Yeah.
Same size loads.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident.
Take the cheaper of the bids and go with it.
Okay, so I feel pretty confident that Madison would be delivering in that tandem axle truck, the one of the larger trucks. And I've seen his work in other places. He does good work. And so does Chad. All three of them do
Yeah,
great
I
work.
think they
So,
do. That's why I say, normally I wouldn't always say, let's take the cheapest bid, but provided it's all equal,
okay,
I would think, why not save
all right.
$1,500, $2,000?
You know, I agree, as long as we can just, if we want to get, I don't know if we need, do you have anything in writing from them, or?
I do not from Madison or Chad. We do have it in writing from Sean.
We might want to just, as Larry's saying, before we award it, is to get something. I'd get something from both of them in writing that would specify the loads, the weight,
Yeah,
and everything like that.
and the type of gravel, and
Mhm.
I would think you'd want to put crusher run on there, wouldn't you? Craig?
Mhm.
Yeah, it'll compact and,
But just one other thought, y'all said, if you're gonna have this company come in and clean the tank out, shortly, would it be better to do the road before or after they get in there with whatever equipment they're gonna require and everything?
I think it'd be better to do it before, because I don't know if they can get in right now.
Yeah. And that's where I was about to go. The next comment I was gonna make is, if we're gonna go ahead and ask them to give you an in writing bid, then specify when they can come in and, what date, if they were awarded the contract, what date could they come in? Because if Madison's booked 2 or 3 months out,
If you just leave it open, you could be waiting a long time.
Yeah.
We have also got to get, if we do with Madison, we'll have to get his E-Verify, his insurance. We've already got on Sean, but if we
Oh,
switch
what
to somebody
about-
else.
what about Chad? We don't have anything for him either.
Mhm.
Okay, so we may need to investigate those, or investigate whether or not we can even get those from those two as well. Okay, so. E-Verify. Okay. All right, then, it sounds like I need to get a motion that we table this until we get more information from the contractors. Okay, Joey makes that motion, Tom seconds. Any other discussion on that? Any other direction we need to take.
You gonna try to follow up on that and get a,
Yeah, I'll follow up on that.
Have them discuss the breaks too, so we don't, just with, like one of them did, so it doesn't wash out
Right.
again.
Yeah, I'll follow up on all that and have it ready for next month.
just so including them for their own protection, that their bid includes this many loads of this type gravel, and this is how big the loads are, so that there's no no misunderstanding when it's all done.
Right, okay. I'll do that. So all in favor of that motion? That is unanimous. All right. There's no new business. Next on our agenda will be mayor's comments. Wanted to bring you guys up to speed. Bill Turk his due diligence ends this week sometime, but he emailed Linda and Warren early this week, I believe, basically saying he's gonna go ahead and have his guys start drawing up the paperwork and get ready for closing. So it looks like he's gonna go ahead and close, and we'll finalize that. I think we've got until the end of this month to have that taken care of. So that's where we are. I've spoken to a few of y'all about some other requests he's gonna have. But because he's looking at an 18-month day before he may even open, I don't want to get into some of those discussions until we know that for sure that he's going to be wanting to do those things. So,
Okay, my question is, if he's gonna go ahead and close, is he then planning on coming back and asking for things after?
no, not, I did mention to y'all that he was wanting, like tax abatement, things like that. We can't do those.
Right.
So,
Okay.
and there are other things like that we don't have things in place anyway. And because he's gonna have closed before we can ever get any of that done. And I told him that, I said, there's just not gonna be any way we can accommodate that now. But he does want us to come back and look at our beer and wine ordinance and see if there's some way to accommodate some things he wants to change about it, so.
So he's looking to do that after the close, so is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he knows we can't,
That's fine.
yeah.
So his closing is not contingent
Not gonna be-
on
no.
getting an agreement with us on other
Yeah.
things going forward, is that right?
Correct,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, we had some lengthy conversations, I know some of what he's asking for, there just wasn't any way we could get it done in time. And so he needed to make the decision based on what we've got now, whether he can live with that, and he said he can. So, but he will be wanting to come and have some other discussions as time goes by, which is, I told him that's fine, as long as he knows we're not gonna hurry anything through.
Yeah.
So,
Now, does he, you said he's gonna go ahead and plan on closing, does he have a contingency date on his closing, has he said anything
I
about
think
it?
he said, didn't he say that he was gonna be out of town the first week of April, so it would probably be after the 6th? I think.
yeah, something like that. He said he would have everything worked out before then, but that it might be into April a little bit. Because he has, from the end of due diligence, I think he has 30 days or something like that. And so we'll be into April. That part of it, Linda and Warren will really be managing most of that, and then I'll just sign what they tell me to sign after you guys approve it. So, I don't think I'll be that heavily involved at that point. So that's the update on the Georgia Power Building. It looks like it's gonna be a done deal. And, we'll look forward to seeing what he brings in. He has met with the state park, and he has some ideas, and they're excited about what he's doing as well, since they're gonna be his neighbor. And it sounds like, from what they're saying, it sounds like he's thinking big and wants to do some stuff that will benefit all of us, both the town, him, and the state park. So I had met with the state park about the Rock House over here, among a few other things. I did meet with them. They've got a new director for our region, and his name's Matt. Can't remember his last name off the top of my head. I met with him and Jennifer. The two ideas we talked about and GCIC, they said, well, they made a comment about, well, if we put a restroom that was accessible by the public on the outside of the building, that might meet that demand for public access, public use. So we tossed some ideas around. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna type all that up, put it on a town letterhead. He's gonna take that, run it up his chain of command, and then if they feel like some of those ideas were on the right track and we can hit that public use definition with some of this, then we'll set up a meeting where we meet with the DDA and all of us together with DNR.
Good.
And the state. So we're moving that direction, we're making steps in that direction to have that full meeting with all of us. And so we can get some clarity and know that they really like the idea of the ambulance service. They thought that was the greatest, but they're not the ones to make the final decision. So, and they like the Piedmont idea too, Piedmont College idea. So they really liked all of them. They just felt like maybe someone up higher up can give us some clarity. And I do feel like at some point when a final decision is made, we may want to actually get the state to say, yes, we approve of this,
Yeah.
but we're not asking for that now at all. We won't be asking for them to sign off on one of those options. This is just, here's an idea. Are we headed in the right direction?
I have a comment on that. I volunteer at Foxfire, and I know a year or so ago that they were interested in having,
Yeah, Joey explored that option for us and it
Not anymore.
didn't pan out.
they're not interested anymore.
They don't have the funds.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, so that's the update on that. And last update is, we all know that the water system's about to get hooked up. Hopefully Tuesday they'll start that. The residents on Hickory Nut Mountain might not see much effect if they're conservative with their water. Our Gorge View residents, well, you're not on that system, you're on the other one. About 5 homes on Gorge View are gonna probably be out of water for at least one day, if not up to 3 days. Probably gonna try to make City Hall available for them. I gotta get with Tanya and see how we can work out getting into the shower space, things like that. But like I said, it's a handful of people that'll be that heavily impacted by it. Hopefully we'll have that up and running. At the same time, they've done a lot of work on Gorge View, the end of Gorge View, which we approved earlier for the OMIG grant. And they will probably have that wrapped up by tomorrow evening. And they may have just a little touch up here and there. They finished the shoulder going up Cartilage. That's all done. And they'll wrap up. They've got to do some digging for their water system for that. So they'll be here and then they'll wrap up hauling and gravel and get that road dressed up and looking nice. It's really nice. So that's about all I have for mayor's comments. There is for our council members an invitation to an open house and dedication for the Cornelia's new fire department. That will be Saturday, March 20th at 11 o'clock. And I've got the little thing here if y'all want to know more information. We've been invited to that. All right.
Next meeting on the 8th.
So next meeting, the 8th.
Yes.
Okay. Then I don't have anything else, so I will open up for public comment if there is any more.
Well, I would say I would thought that the council would be talking about Windstream and what's going on with the Urbans. I mean, and what the options are and what's being done, because we don't know anything except it was stopped when it was almost completed. And I've talked, and not only myself, but other people on the mountain talk to Windstream on a regular basis. And
Right.
and it's like it's in this end, meaning what are we, meaning the town, what are we gonna do? That's what, and my response is, I don't know.
Right. The official stand is that that was a Windstream project, not a city project. Although we are extremely interested in it because this does affect the health and safety of the people on Hickory Nut. If we can't, as residences are being built, they won't have access to phone service if this line isn't put in. The problem is that as far as I can understand and what I understand from the deeds and everything I've read, the that section of road was a deed, an access easement, not a deed, but an access easement given to Wayne Harris to put a road in to get to Hickory Nut Mountain. And that still exists as an easement, and all the residents going up to Hickory Nut have an easement, but it's an easement for a road. And we haven't, and Windstream's looked also, I've spoken with their engineers and their attorneys. They, at the last talk about a week and a half ago, they didn't have documentation of an actual easement through that section. So from what I understand, what they're trying to do is they're trying to work with the Urbans to come up with the easement that they need for that, and hopefully that'll get done. And if it doesn't, then we've got some other options we'll explore.
You talked to Warren about this?
Yeah,
And what's he say?
he says we don't really have anything, we can't force the issue at this point. So we may have some other options, because it hasn't played out yet. We haven't finished letting things play out. We need to give
We
things
haven't worked
time.
with the Urbans enough to know what's gonna.
Right, well, this is a Windstream issue, so Windstream needs to work with the Urbans, and if they can make headway, then that's great, and if they can't, then the town will get involved. But we need to give time for that to take place. We don't want to overreach our authority. So, but we are aware, we are watching the situation, and we'll step in at the appropriate time if needed. So, and we do have some options. I was working with Windstream and some other property owners, and there are some other options available. So we'll see, but it'd be best, I think it'd be most beneficial even to the Urbans to go ahead and let that easement happen. So right now, that is a Windstream project and not a city project. And so we'll,
Well, the response I'm getting, we're trying to work with the town.
yeah, but this is a private property. We can't.
Well, I'm just telling you what Windstream's telling me, and not only me, but other people on the mountain that have called Windstream that they're working with the town, and so what does that mean? And I will ask tomorrow. I'll call them, but I'm just telling you what I'm getting, so we're getting different information on what's going on.
Okay, well, that's all I can tell you is that the people I've been talking to, that are probably not the people you're talking to, that they're trying to work with the property owner and figure out a way to get it to happen.
Is there a time limit on that? I mean,
I don't know, it'd be arbitrary if there was. I think it's just up to them trying to work it out. And these things do take a little bit of time,
yeah.
but, so we'll see. We're hopeful, like I say, we're hopeful that some agreement that they can come to some agreement. So,
Okay, thank you.
mhm, no problem. Any other public comment? I don't see anybody raising their hands. All right, then I'll call for a motion to adjourn the meeting. Joey wants to make that motion, Tom seconds. All in favor? Unanimous. All right, guys, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.